Hello, hello. Welcome to my space. I hope you are doing well. So, I want to use a deck that I haven't used since a lot of time, and it is one of my favorites. But it might not be very clear for you, but I will explain to you because we are talking here about pure energy. So, I hope that everything is good for you, that you are peaceful. So, let's get into it. Let's get our 9 first cards. Fortuna. We are talking about potential here, opportunity, natural talents. The 10th house, talking about the career. Okay. Capricorn, again, this is also the 10th house. This is about being ambitious, strategic, disciplined. It's also practicality as we are with the earth element. Ascendant. Okay, this is the rising sign, the outer self, the public personality, the 3rd house, related to Gemini and Mercury. This is the conscious mind. Something needs to come to the conscious mind, or we might be talking also about communicating. Somebody might have to or should have communicated something. We have the Gemini here. Yeah, somebody should have communicated. It is in the 5th place, which is the test, the change, and also in the 6th place with what must be done, right? So somebody should have communicated something. Let's see. Take 3 more. Okay, so we have the ascendant and the descendant. The descendant is in the 7th place, which is the place of healing. We are talking here about the mirrored self. Okay, in the 8th place, the place of karma, we are talking about the energy related to the sign of Cancer. So we are talking about the moon. We might be talking about things that are hidden, and we might be talking here about somebody who might have been dependent, moody, pessimistic, paranoid, insecure, all those kind of things. And we are ending with the element of air, which is once again related to Gemini. And we are talking about intelligence, curiosity, freedom, understanding, communication, all those kind of things, right? So let me see here what is going on exactly. So the setting, we are talking here about an opportunity. An opportunity that might have brought some kind of blessing, some kind of opportunity, might be connected to someone's natural talents, might be talking about luck. So the setting is that something here was a gift towards someone, and it is kind of related to maybe their career, maybe their reputation. We are with the 10th house. It is related to Saturn, so we might be talking here about some kind of karmic lesson also with Saturn. So the 10th house, it is in the 2nd place, in the place of relationship and partnership. So it is kind of a partnership that might have brought some kind of opportunity regarding the career of someone related to connections, right? So here, the driving energy, it is Capricorn. So I have to say that the Capricorn is also related to the Devil's card. So the Capricorn is a sign that needs most of everything security, right? It is also a sign that might be strategic, which might be good and it might not be good. So it kind of feels here, what I feel with those elements here, it is that we might be talking here about someone who was opportunistic, in fact, right? So they might have acted towards you in a way that would be an opportunity for their career and their reputation. So they might have used you in some kind of way, right? So, in the first place, the foundation of the person is in their public personality. So this is just somehow confirming to me that yes, we are talking here about somebody who has used you in a way or another in order to gain something regarding their image, their career, all those kind of things, right? So something needs to be brought to the conscience. You might have communicated something, or someone might have communicated something, because something needs truly to come, create some kind of shift here. Okay. Regarding the signs, I will tell you the signs right now. It might reflect on you, it might not. You know that very often I'm not talking about the signs because we know the sun sign of people. Usually we don't know, for example, the moon signs, and I'm talking a lot about feelings and emotions. So, for example, the moon sign is very important. Also Mercury, if we are talking about the way that people are thinking, which I also talk a lot about, but I will still tell you. So of course you can see here the Gemini, we have it twice here. We have here also Aries, Capricorn, this is also Capricorn, we have it twice. Here we might have Libra, Cancer, and this is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So we are mainly talking here about the integration of way of thinking. I'm sorry, but the phone needs to be open, and it might also be that I will have to make this reading. For you it will be one video, but I might need to interrupt myself in the middle. There is just here a situation. Okay. Interesting. So let's get deeper into that. We are talking here about someone who needs to understand something, right? A change, kind of a way of thinking. With the Cancer here in the 8th position, I also feel that we might be talking here about a mother wound, because the Cancer is often also related to the mother, the nurturing, the loyal, the supportive, the intuitive, the compassionate. Might be talking about the home. And when I'm talking about the home, it's not the external home, right? It can be the internal home, the home where we are coming from, right? This is why it's also related to the mother very often. So there might be here a mother wound that is carrying this person's energy. Maybe somebody who needs that they need to save their mother. It's totally inconscious, right? But so they might be here truly in a very opportunistic way of thinking at the end of the day, right? And so the integration that needs to happen here, it is about understanding something, right? It is about acting differently. With the air element, we are talking about intelligence, curiosity, freedom, charisma, understanding, contemplation, analysis, communication, detachment, unpredictability, extremism, which I kind of feel here that somebody is extreme in their way of being in their connections, right? This need of safety, but I kind of feel that this need of safety is somehow related to a mother wound. So it might be that they had a mother that was or is very fear-mongering, right? They might be in a victim's mentality, being sad all the time, and we might be talking here about someone who wants to save their mother, which in fact, you know, as I already discussed, the fact that some people are in this heavy energy, but it kind of serves them, right? It's at the end of the day kind of a way to manipulate people, gain some kind of sympathy, some kind of attachment. Kind of feel that this is what we might be dealing with here. So I am going to take a deck. Which deck do I want to use here? Let's use this one. And let's get deeper into all of those cards. Let's get a little bit more information about all of this. Put this back up. Just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it is a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours. If I am talking about masculines or feminines, I'm not especially talking about the gender. I'm talking about the energy from where someone is operating. So please apply it however it applies to the roles in your life. And this can be past, present, or future. So tell me a little bit here about the Fortuna. Yeah, you see, so we have the Ace of Pentacles. This is talking about opportunity, right? So this is just confirming to me that someone is looking at everything through the lens of how can I gain from that, right? Is it beneficial to me? This is just truly insisting for me on this opportunistic mindset at the end of the day, right? We might be here truly talking about someone who is kind of obsessed with this security, but let's be honest that in the 10th house, it is related to career and reputation, but it is also about status, achievement, respect, authority. This is why it is also connected to the Devil's card, right? Those two cards, the Capricorn energy is into the 10th house. The 10th house is the Capricorn. So we have here a lot of ego, a lot of way of thinking about your outer image, right? This is very important, the outer image. We have happiness here in reverse. Yeah, it kind of feels that somebody is carrying a very heavy energy, right? Very heavy energy, and they kind of think, and I kind of feel that we have an answer here, because it kind of feels that this person is running after something, right? Because they are trying to get out of this heavy energy that they are carrying. The happiness card is in reverse here. But at the end of the day, what they should understand, cross-watcher, if you are here, what they should understand is that in fact they are searching for this feeling of happiness and security in the very, very wrong place, right? They need to change their mindset in order to be able to truly ever feel secure. Because if your security is depending on something outside of you, you will never feel secure. Because you are always dependent on something that is outside of you, right? I would like to take another card with the Fortuna. Oh, I cannot even see my screen. This is not good. I wanted to see. Wait, I'm sorry if the camera is moving. Can I get rid of that? Yes. Okay. Okay, you can see the cards. This is what I wanted to see. Okay. Let's get one more about this Fortuna here. Let's see. Yeah, a tower. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So yes, this person is running after an opportunity, right? They might have treated you in a very opportunistic way, which might look two ways, right? If they thought that you could bring them something, then they were extra nice and they were coming from a very, trying to show you something very positive of themselves, right? But if for some reason they thought that you were a loser or that there was nothing to take from you, so they might have been very ugly with you, right? Because they are thinking in this opportunistic mindset, right? Tell me here about the 10th house. Okay. Yeah, they truly didn't know what to think about you at the end of the day. With the tower here, it is obvious for me that they have made a mistake here. The setting, it is that they made a mistake about you. Uh, so I kind of feel truly that they might not have seen you as someone valuable. I don't think that it's a bad thing because if we are talking here about somebody opportunistic, you know, the fact that they didn't see your value, is it a loss? I don't know. I don't think so. We have here the Nine of Swords that came out horizontally. Um, so I kind of feel that it is somebody here that they don't even. Uh, it feels to me that it is someone who is so used to be in this mentality and think in this way that they don't even realize, in fact, this is telling me numb energy, right? Which is not surprising because somebody who is opportunistic, what does it mean? They are operating from a very superficial level, right? It is not connected to their heart space. So I kind of feel here we have this Nine of Swords that came out horizontally. I will put it in the upright position because I truly feel here that this person is operating from a stressed out place, right? As said, the 10th house is related to the feeling of security. Very often we see that Capricorn, they might get married very, very young, but at the end of the day, they are obsessed by having some kind of feeling of security. So they might get married, but very often they might be workaholics for the first part of their year, the first part of their life, until they get to a place of safety. And when they get to a place of safety, which might be financial, very often we are talking here about career and image and all those kind of things, then they might truly invest themselves emotionally. But until they have this feeling of security, very often they cannot truly invest themselves emotionally, even though they might be a parent, they might be married, they might be all those kind of things, right? So here we also have the smooth talker, right? The Knight of Cups in reverse. So once again, this is just confirming to me we are talking here about someone who is very much in their image, very much knowing how to talk to people, being very diplomatic and politically correct. But it's all out of opportunism. So if, as said, they didn't see any interest in you because you don't have some kind of value that is valuable to them, they might have very much mistreated you. But here, what I truly feel that we are talking about, it is about this person needing to integrate a new way of thinking. That in fact the security that they are running after, that at the same time they are numbing themselves emotionally, so they will never feel secure, right? Because in order to feel secure, you need to be connected to your feelings. You need to heal whatever is making you feel insecure. Here we are talking about someone who is searching for this feeling of security outside of themselves, right? So tell me here about the Capricorn. Yeah, you see? Seven of Swords, lying, stealing, manipulating. The Capricorn, ambitious, strategic, disciplined, prideful, rigid, defensive, condescending, pessimistic, wise, persistence. Yeah, so we are talking here truly about someone who has adopted the behaviors of the matrix, being totally in this energy. There is nothing here soul related. There is nothing that comes from their heart. It's very much in their mind, it's very much operating from their ego, maintaining some kind of image. We have a lot here because also with the ascendant here, we are talking about the outer self, the public personality, the way that they are presenting themselves to the world, how the world sees you. So everything here is talking to me about ego, right? The third house, when we are talking here about the Gemini, it is a very social sign also. So we are talking truly about someone here. I kind of feel that they might have mistreated you, that they have totally disrespected you. They didn't see your value, truly. But at the end of the day, as said, people of the collective, their true value is in things that could not be bought, right? It is in their heart space, in their intuition, in their feelings, in who they are, in their authenticity. Somebody who doesn't value that, which is totally stupid, it just also explain here that we are talking here about someone who is not very much developed. So they are operating here from a very strategic place, but it is, as said, very superficial, because if they were elevated, they would understand the value of someone like you, right? Because the fact that you are so intuitive, the fact that you have a different way of seeing and thinking, the fact that you are not operating from this place, at the end of the day, it is a huge value for them, because you have some kind of perception and knowledge that they don't have, right? But because they are just looking from the outside, as said, we are talking here about somebody who's kind of basic, right? I think that basic is the right word. So they totally overlooked you, right? So we have the Four of Swords here. Here for me, with the Seven of Swords, it talks to me truly about strategy, right? The Seven of Swords, as said, we are talking here about someone who is acting with a hidden agenda, right? This is why lying, stealing, manipulating, backstabbing, trying to get away with something. It's truly the hidden agenda here. But there is a whole strategy. This person spends their time thinking about what they are doing, right? But the strategy is still at a very superficial level. Okay, let's see. Let's get into the ascendant here. So, as said, fourth position, foundation and stability. It is all about their outer self, right? This is what it is. Their public personality, their foundation depends on the way that people are seeing them, looking at them, right? Tell me here about the ascendant energy, please. Okay. Yes, I kind of feel here that you might have felt that, right? That they were ego-driven, they were not emotionally driven. They might, as said, have judged you in a very, very wrong way. I kind of feel here that you had to take distance. This might also talk about this person who might be gaslighting every person that gaslighting, ghosting, any situation that somehow can make them be reactive, right? They are obsessed by how people perceive them. So it is kind of a person that is not authentic. What they are saying is what is serving their image, not what they truly think, right? This is somebody diplomatic, if you understand what I mean here, right? I kind of feel that you could see that regarding this person. We have here the Page of Wands. Okay, let's get a little bit more information here about this Page of Wands. Tell me here, please. Page of Wands, Six of Swords. Yeah, the opportunistic. Yeah, listen. We are here truly talking about someone who is... We have the Page of Pentacles here and the Nine of Cups in reverse, right? This is talking about the insecurity, but this insecurity presents itself as arrogance. It presents itself as superiority. So I truly feel here that they have treated you in some kind of, like I'm superior to you. When in fact, you might have seen through them, right? They needed you to see them as an opportunity. And because you are not in this mindset, right? You are about soul connections, but this person needs to be admired. And you might not have seen them as an opportunity, and they couldn't stand it. They couldn't stand it. So they might have mistreated you, ghosted you, gaslit you, or you might have felt that you needed to take distance of this person because you had some kind of aha moment here, realizing in fact that this person was coming from a place of I'm superior to you and you need to obey to me in some kind of way, right? So let's get into the third house here, the house of communication. We are talking about the conscious mind also, right? So this is what should have happened, the change that should have occurred. This person should have realized that they needed to communicate in a very, very different way, think in a different way. It is also talking about data processing, right? So this person is data processing from a very opportunistic place, a very superficial place, while you are all about deepness, about soul. They live in a concrete world, right? It's just what can be seen when you are, in fact, in what could be said as intangible world, right? The world of energy. So tell me here about this third house. What should the collective know about that? Oh. Yes, listen, we have here someone who wanted to block you because somehow they couldn't stand the fact that you were truly coming from a place of self-confidence, right? So they judged you as arrogant, but it's simply because they were judging you through their own perception of self-confidence, when in fact they have no self-confidence. The way that they are thinking is totally different than you, and so the way that they are acting is also totally different than you. And there is here something about I kind of feel that this person might have judged you as stupid, weird, all those kind of things, simply because you were not operating from the same place as them, right? And so there is here this element with the Nine of Cups that comes back up. We just had the Nine of Cups. It was in reverse, right? So I kind of feel that here we are talking about the fact that you are truly living in alignment with yourself, right? But they have interpreted the fact that you might not have been surrendering to them, right? We are talking here about someone where their public image is very important. We have the 10th house, the Capricorn, and the Ascendant. It is all talking about, look at me. I need to impress you, right? And I kind of feel that because you are not operating from there at all, at all, at all. They have totally misread you. Yeah, there is something here that they were blind to, because you are thinking in a very, very different way. You are processing information and you are perceiving the world in a very, very different way, right? And I kind of feel that it is like if you are talking two very, very different languages. And so they totally misjudge you. It's interesting because I still don't know why exactly we are getting this here. We are ending here with the element of air, right? So there might be here something about them realizing something regarding the way of thinking, right? Wait, I just want to take those cards a little bit lower. I want to turn them because there are code words that might guide me here if I'm attracted here to something. Okay, up. We have a lot of Capricorn energy here, Earth energy, and we have a lot of air energy. A lot. Because also here with the descendants, we are with the Libra energy, which is also air. We have a little bit of water here. But mainly we are starting with the security that comes from ego, from career, from success, from opportunism here in this case, right? And at the middle of the reading, we are getting into the thought process. So I kind of feel here that it is truly talking about the thought process, right? That I kind of feel with the Cancer element here in the 8th place, which is the place of karma, I kind of feel we are talking about emotions, we are talking about young emotions also. It is the youngest sign of the water element, right? So there might be here some kind of awakening, maybe, something like that. Gemini, please. Yes, listen, we have here the Ten of Pentacles talking about the legacy. Bringing me back to the 10th sign, Capricorn, right? And we have the Death card. Yeah, so I kind of feel here that at the end of the day, you have put a total ending to this connection. And I kind of feel here, right, let's get into their mindset. If we are talking about someone who is very much opportunistic, right? And so they might think that everybody is operating the same way, because very often people who are operating like that, they think that everybody is operating like that, right? They are not connected to healing, to awareness, self-awareness, all those kind of things, right? They might be, they might have learned some kind of cognitive empathy, which, let me just remind you, we are not talking about empathy here. We are talking about someone who has learned to decode other people's emotions in order to be able to manipulate them, know what to tell them in order to seduce them. We are here about someone opportunistic. So there are some people that are people of value that they want to have in their environment because it is flattering them in some kind of way, right? So here, this person, I kind of feel that considering here that we have this Capricorn, this 10th house energy, this ascendant, it is somebody who has some kind of clean image, right? Because they are thinking in an opportunistic way, they think that they have some kind of value towards the opportunist, right? Their image is clean and like they feel that they have some kind of value in this world. You understand what I mean? And here the fact that you might not have reacted the way that they thought that you would, because first of all, I kind of feel that they thought that they were better than you. They thought that they could use you in some kind of way in order to make themselves look good, maybe by disrespecting you. The fact that they had this feeling of superiority towards you and that you acted from a place of confidence, of alignment, and at the end of the day, with the Death card here, for me, this tells me that you have put an ending to this connection and you have transformed and moved forward, right? So I kind of feel here that this person is shocked, in fact, right? Because they thought that they had some kind of opportunistic value, right? And then they realize that you are acting from a place of confidence, which for them makes them feel small because they interpret it as you are above them. Who do you think you are, right? This is the kind of thing that this person would say. Who do you think you are? And you are just moving along. You are moving along because your legacy, it is somewhere else, right? And you are transforming. You don't give them the importance that they thought that they had, right? Very interesting. Okay, let's see here the descendants. Because their healing here, it is in the mirror image that you gave them, right? Because they have interpreted you through their own thought process. And at the end of the day, what we have here in the healing, it is the descendant. So they were all about their appearances. And now we are talking about their shadow side, right? What hides behind the mask. Tell me here about the descendant, please. Very interesting. I kind of feel that you have shown them something different that has totally shocked them, right? Because as said, they were judging you first, thinking that on an opportunistic value, you were nothing if you wouldn't serve them, right? They saw themselves as superior and you should have served them in some kind of way, right? And then this doesn't work, right? So in their minds, it's who do you think you are, right? We are talking here about someone that needs to feel superior. They think that they deserve this for people to beg for them, right? It's kind of a person, I kind of feel that They love for people to beg for them, right? This is what they need in order to feel secure. Let me remind you that we are here talking about someone who needs above all security, but their security and their foundation relies in how other people are perceiving them. So you, being in a totally different energy, they have misread you all the time, all the time. Like it was, I kind of see, okay, I see who you are. And then, oh no, in fact, no. Okay, oh no, now I see who you are. And in fact, oh no. So in the beginning, they saw you maybe as naive and stupid, and they can do whatever they want from you, and they would use you because you are a people pleaser, because you are understanding and kind. And then suddenly they realize that they cannot do that, right? Then suddenly, you are a bitch, right? I'm sorry, men, women, it doesn't matter. You are a bitch, you are arrogant. Who do you think you are? You think you are better than other people. And then at the end, what they realize, it is that it's not the case. This is wrong and this is wrong. But you are operating from a place that is so different from them that they don't understand, right? Because at the end of the day, you are building your legacy coming from a place of alignment, right? Without being in this opportunistic mindset. You are transforming according to what is going on. You are in total control of your abilities because you are putting your energy on the inside, not on the outside, right? And you are still somebody loving, right? Because let me remind you, in the beginning they thought that your cup's energy, right? It was something to exploit. You are weak. You are naive, right? This was their idea in the beginning. I am superior to you. I can use you, like you will serve me in some kind of way. And then it doesn't work. So you become somebody fake. You are a bitch. You are an opportunist, right? They see everything through a battle. So now they see you as somebody who is not innocent. And at the end of the day, what are they awakening to? Because you are taking distance, because you are not dealing with that. You are not in this energy, right? You are acting from your own alignment, creating your legacy and transforming yourself according to what's inside of you, not outside of you, right? So one image that they had about you is dead, and so this is an ending and a transformation, right? So we had here twice already. In the beginning, they think that you are naive and stupid and that they can exploit you. Then suddenly there is the transformation. You become a total bitch, right? You are opportunistic, you are fake, you are this, you are that, you are that. And then, now, again, they realize that it's not the case, that you are just operating, minding your own business, doing your own thing, operating from a very aligned place, manifesting your ideal life while still being someone innocent, So this person, in fact, is kind of obsessed by you and observing you. And it's a shock because you are very, very different and they don't even know in which category to put you. So once they saw you as one color, let's say pink, and then they saw you as black, and now they see you as blue or purple, right? They don't know. They are lost here. They are lost. But it's interesting because they are very, very... it is like if they cannot resist but try to understand you. There is here something, kind of feel that it might even be fated, that they cannot release of trying to understand what they don't understand about you, right? And this, at the end of the day, is showing them their shadows. And I kind of feel even that they are so obsessed by understanding you because, as said, we are talking here about someone who feel the needs to feel safe, right? And so the fact that they cannot understand you, they don't know if you're a friend or an enemy, when in fact you are nothing, you are neutral, because if you are not a friend, you don't become an enemy. In the terms of their enemies, right? They are destroying their enemies. You won't put any energy, right? You are just going somewhere else. You don't put energy here in trying to destroy. You know, it's either someone is in your life, or for your part, you detach yourself, right? You don't put energy in destroying someone. But here we are with someone who is in this energy of competition, right? They are not operating from the same place. And so I kind of feel that in order for them to feel safe, they need to know where to put you. And for them, it's either friend or enemy. And you are none. And so they feel totally insecure. And I kind of feel that this is the reason also why they are so obsessed. Because they need to feel safe. And in order to feel safe, they need to be able to put you in a category. I talked about the cognitive empathy, right? They know how to manipulate or put in boxes people that are acting like them. But someone like you are an alien to them. They don't know. They don't know what to do with you. Let's see here with the Cancer. Tell me about the Cancer, please. Very interesting. We have here the Devil and the Page of Pentacles, right? So yes, I kind of feel here that there is some kind of mother wound, right? There is some kind of mother wound. I kind of feel that this, you know, it might be someone where the parents are divorced and they feel the need to, they embrace the role of protection towards a mother. I kind of feel a mother because we are with the energy of Cancer here. Yeah. Doesn't have to be a mother wound, right? But I kind of feel it in the energy that there is some kind of mother wound here. And they feel truly that the responsibility, I need to hide it, the responsibility here, they have some kind of responsibility towards a feminine in their life, right? But we are talking here about a trauma bond. There is here something I truly feel about, a wound coming from their childhood. We have a inner child wound. Yeah, let's see if there are words here that are attracting me. Yeah, they feel that they need to be the supportive system of somebody else. And I kind of feel a mother, truly, right? But it's a unhealthy relationship here. We are talking about a trauma bond. There is here something that is not normal. It's the kind of person, right, that if you are in a relationship with them, in fact, you are always also in a relation that, in fact, you come after the trauma bond that they have with these parents, right? Like, in fact, they are in some kind of relationship with this person that is, I feel a mother. I feel a mother here. This is what I feel. Like, whatever is happening in your relationship, right? They are not acting out of themselves. They are acting out of what this parent or this feminine is telling them. And we are talking here about the person that they are trauma bonded with, It is also somebody coming out of a place of fear, insecurity, but I kind of feel more than anything that it is somebody who is not responsible for their own life. They have put all the burdens, kind of feel the victim's mentality here, to be honest, right? Somebody who doesn't take responsibility for their own life. I see the Empress in reverse here, right? And so you might be in the energy of the Empress, in fact, masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. And this is why they are so confused, because they have an Empress in reverse that they consider to be an Empress because they don't see the reverse, because we are talking here about someone who didn't do the inner work, right? So they are considering that a reverse is an upright, that a karmic is in fact not karmic, right? And so this is why they are so confused about you. Because their angle of perception at the beginning is totally fake. Is totally scorn. Do we say scorn? I don't know where this word is coming from. Okay. Tell me here about the air elements. Yeah, you see, it's all about social life, all those kind of things, and this is where they are searching for their balance. It is all related to other people. The balance doesn't come from them, inside of them. I kind of feel that they are listening also all the time to other people. They are listening to other people all the time for their balance, and there is no balance here. And at the end of the day, the outcome here, it is that they are stuck in their mind, thinking about you, seeing you operating a very, very different way, and they might realize now that there is something in their perception that is totally effed up. But what I feel, it is that instead of questioning their own beliefs, right, they are trying to create a new box to put you into. This is what I feel. Tell me more here, please, about the air element. Yeah. You understand? They are still blind. They still don't understand, but they are not doing the work in the right way. They are not. Because what are they doing? They are turning towards this person that is a karmic person. The person that has created all those ideas in their mind, that has forced them into this role. So I kind of feel that it is like the world card in reverse. Somebody stuck there, and they are looking at you as an alien. And because they need they feel the need to feel safe, they are trying to create a box adapted to you, instead of understanding that what they need to change, it is their way of thinking. So the work is not done. This is lack of mastery, and they are still blind. They are still blind. Okay, let's go here to closure. Closure, please. It's exactly what I'm saying. They are consulting with this person that is, in fact, a karmic person. You understand? Your person, this person that we are talking about here, I will call it your person because it's the person related to you in this story, right? They they are not standing by themselves. They are not standing by themselves. They are consulting for everything they are consulting. We are not talking about an independent thinker. We are not. Yeah, opportunism, corruption, status hungry, power hungry. So this person is stuck there. They are stuck there. And in fact, what they need to learn here, it is to observe this wound that they are operating from, right? And understand that they are running after some kind of security. You know, they might have grown up with someone that had some kind of money obsession, right? And so they think that this is the most important thing. As I already said, we are in a world where we need some kind of money in order to be stable, right? To have some kind of comfort, some kind of peace of mind. We need that. But here, it's not what we are talking about. We are talking here about someone where their whole identity relies on money, on status, on reputation. Reputation is important, right? But here it is all based on nothing, on a mask. And I kind of feel that they are trying to bring to this, I kind of feel, parents, whatever this parent needs in order to feel safe, when in fact this parent will never feel safe. They will never. Because when you are after status and power, you never have enough. You never have enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we are talking here about someone who's totally operating in the karmic pentacles, opportunism, power, status, image, money. Money is their god, right? This is what we are talking about. This is someone, right, that you might have met, or they might have been attracted to you because there are two layers, right? We are going to go in the pentacles layers, right? The basic layer, the concrete layer. This is the right word, the concrete. Concretely, they thought that they could do anything and everything from you, that you would make them feel amazing, right? Because you are kind and loving and all those things, right? All of those. But you realize then that there was some kind of controlling behavior, some kind of arrogance, right? And so you lost interest, right? And so it shifted them. So in the concrete world, they are seeing you as an alien and they don't understand. And I kind of feel that at a higher level, this is exactly the reason why you were in this person's life. Or this is why the connection exists. Because you were meant to destroy this person's foundation for them to understand that the sense of security that they are running after, it is not something that will ever make them feel secure. And your role was maybe to show them at the end of the day that whoever they are looking at as something normal is in fact something karmic, right? And for you, I kind of feel that it has just strengthened, if it needed to happen. I don't think so, but I kind of feel, I wanted to say it has strengthened your alignment. I don't think that it has strengthened your alignment, because if you are in alignment, you are in alignment, but it might just have showed you how much in alignment with yourself you truly are, right? Yeah, you see, we see here that there is no foundation. They have no stability. They have none. And it all comes because they are so sure about their way of thinking that they are not questioning it, when in fact their way of thinking is keeping them very weak. The strength card in reverse. They always need to consult with other people here. They need other people. Right? And I kind of feel that you could see that. Interesting. We have a card that is turned here. Yeah, you see, it's very interesting because we have the Emperor in reverse, which totally, this is totally what we are talking about here, right? Someone who needs to control other people in order to kind of feel that they are in control, right? This is what they are investing into. And then there is you, loving, caring, stable, patient, doing your own thing, right? Very loving, but also we are with the Queen here, right? So you are not against the material comfort, but your way of seeing the material comfort is totally different from their way, because you are coming from a place of I want to say respect. This is the word that comes to me. You value things that might have no... I'm sorry about this interruption, but anyway, we got to the ending here. I kind of feel that we have a clear image of what's going on. They simply don't understand you, right? They don't understand you because you live in alignment and they are not. And so they are perceiving you from a very different, the Hierophant in reverse, from a very different dictionary, right? And at the end of the day, you know, things are going good for you and they don't understand it. They are trying to see things from a new perspective, but what they need to understand, hey dear cross-watcher, it is that what you need to question, it is the way that you are thinking, right? Instead of trying to put people in boxes, why do you feel the need to put people in boxes, right? So I leave it here. I hope that it was helpful, maybe insightful, maybe even healing. I'll see you in the comments. Until very, very soon. Bye.